What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. As it is week 9 of the Premier League, we will be going over our predictions for it and who we think is going to win most of the games. We have some big games up this week. So, how are you doing?
I just thought I'd let you talk. Yeah, it's been a hell of a long time, mate, isn't it? I mean, you was away on holiday for about 2 or 3 weeks. Then the Queen died. And then there was games postponed. Then it was like World Cup qualifiers, all that stupid
international
league.
break.
So yeah, we've done that little pasty eating experience in the car, didn't we?
It was very nice.
Very nice. You still did a nice pasty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You a fan of pasties? You never used to be into pasties, did you?
No, I didn't like the stuff in them.
Anyway, let's cut the jibber jabber.
Yeah.
Let's cut the jibber jabber. We have, like you say, we haven't been here for a few weeks now, but we have been keeping our score predictions.
Yes.
And I just want to announce to you here a minute now, right? So far on week 9, I have 38 points. Zach has 34 points. So he's kind of slipped back a little bit. So we're going to get our backsides in gear. So this video is going to be a short one, bro, isn't it?
Yeah, short one.
And we're regrouping. We're going to do the predictions for this week, and then
we'll probably go over them next video.
Yeah. So first game. It is Arsenal versus Tottenham. What's your score prediction?
I have gone Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2.
Oh,
I think it's going to be a close game, and I don't know who's going to win. I mean, Tottenham are on form at the minute. Maybe struggling without Son, who hasn't been on form but had a masterclass in his last game, scoring a hat-trick in, wasn't it, like 17 minutes?
Who was that?
Heung-min Son.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, did you see the goals he scored?
Oh, yeah, they were good left foot and right foot.
Absolute scorchers. So can you remember who you predicted to actually come higher in the league this year out of Tottenham and Arsenal?
I'm pretty sure I predicted Tottenham. Better than Arsenal.
But you're going for a draw on this one?
Yeah, I think it will be too close.
I reckon that Arsenal's going to win 2-1. Just because I think they've got the home advantage. And I think...
Fair enough.
Here's an early one here now. I think that if Arsenal manage to beat Tottenham, they will end up second in the Premier League.
Yeah, but City are kind of hoping for... Man City are hoping for Tottenham to win. They can get the points.
Yeah. Next game is a game Liverpool versus Brighton, right? A game that really Liverpool have to win. I know they've had shed loads of injuries, haven't they? But what's your score prediction for that then?
1-0 Liverpool. I feel like they're struggling to score. I don't know why. All they've done is sign a new striker. Definitely missing Sadio Mane. But I think Liverpool will get a late goal in the second half, maybe past 70 minutes. I think they're struggling this year.
Have Brighton secured a manager? Have they got a manager now?
I don't know. Yes, I think they have. I don't know who, but Adam Lallana, who is going to be a player manager, is not the player manager anymore. So it's someone else.
Yeah. And I mean, you was talking about Mane there. I mean, he went to Bayern Munich, is that right?
Bayern Munich, yeah.
He's not been performing that well, has he? Do you think there's a chance that he may come back to Liverpool? I mean, his age is against him a little bit, but do you think he'll come back?
No. I think he'll not, maybe a couple of years, but I don't know. He's quite very focused. He's a very respectful guy and stuff. So I think maybe he'll go to one of his first clubs, you know?
Yeah. I've predicted 2-1 Liverpool. I think Liverpool will win this game against Brighton.
Not easily, though.
No, and I think that it'll be just possibly... I think Brighton might take the lead, actually. I think they'll go to Anfield. They might take the lead. Liverpool will come to 1-1. And I agree with you. I think they might get a late goal.
I think if Brighton take the lead, I don't think Liverpool can come back from it.
Be an interesting one. Next one. Fulham are at home to Newcastle. What do you reckon? I'm
going Fulham 1, Newcastle 1. I don't think Newcastle are going to be as good as everyone thinks. I think Newcastle are overrated. You know, when City got bought out and all that, it didn't take them 2 years or 1 year. It took them 6 years to get high up winning titles, getting top 4 and stuff. Newcastle fans think it will just click. It won't. It will take time.
In all fairness, I mean, these are multi-billionaires that bought out Newcastle, and I just think that everybody thought that they were going to spend loads of money. But I think we've talked about this before. Is there a certain amount of money that they're allowed to spend in a season?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in a window or in a season it's 200 million.
Yeah, so for the first season, I guess they just had to get a squad in there that was going to be reliable for the Premier League and build on it.
Yeah, and I know they have been going. I know their second-hand goalkeeper's injured. They've been looking for someone else to sign on a free.
So you've gone 1-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle. I think that they will. I think, Fulham have done all right this season, but I did predict Fulham to be a team that goes down. I still possibly think that they will go down, so they need to start, losing some points. So I'm going to say I reckon they're going to lose 2-1 to Newcastle. Next game is two teams that haven't been playing well in the Premier League at all this year. Southampton are at home to Everton. What do you reckon?
2-1 Everton. I think Frank Lampard's going to start kicking his foot in, because I think if he doesn't perform, I think he might not be as good as everyone thinks, and I think he might even go down. I mean, they've got loads of injuries. Didn't they sell Dele Alli on loan or something? Yeah, they're just not up to speed, but I think they'll get the 3 points over Southampton, who haven't been all too bad this season. But I have that gut feeling that Everton are going to win.
I'm going to go for a 1-1. I think both teams are struggling, and I think they will continue to struggle for a while. I mean, Southampton, really, they didn't do great at the end of last season, to be honest with you. Nor did Everton. It's going to be a tight one, and I think both teams are going to be cautious, so I'm going to go for a 1-1.
1-1.
Crystal Palace, Chelsea. Now, this is an interesting one, because since we've last spoken to you, Chelsea got rid of their manager. They've replaced him with the
Graham Potter,
which was the Brighton manager. Am I right?
Will he be magic, you reckon?
No, I don't know. I really don't know. I see what you've done there, Potter, Harry Potter. Well done. What's your score predictions there, mate?
1-1.
Interesting.
I think Crystal Palace are a very good team, and if they play as well as they've shown over the past couple of games, I think that they may as well beat them. They're at home. I think Chelsea, under a new manager, I don't think it's going to click. I think they should have kept Tuchel, and I think it's a disgrace to sack him.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that then? Why are you going with that? Why are you saying that?
Well, because, he didn't get enough time with the new players he signed, did he?
No.
He won them a Champions League. We're only a couple game weeks in.
Yeah. It's business, though. It's business. It's all money. It's all moolah. I'm going to say 2-1 to Chelsea. I think Chelsea have got a little bit more in the bank than Crystal Palace. So I'm going to go for 2-1. Now, big game. And I consider this to be a big game, to be honest with you. Two championship rivals playing. Bournemouth at home to Brentford. What do you reckon the score's going to be?
2-1 Brentford, and I think it'll be the main man striker, Ivan Toney. England call up.
England international.
Yeah.
Did he play?
He didn't play, no, but he got called up.
He got called up, yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, I don't see the point in that. Well, but I think he'll score late on. I think Bournemouth will maybe get an early goal and take the lead, and Brentford will come back like they always do. I think it's just going to be one of those games.
It's going to be if Brentford score first, they'll win 2-1. If Bournemouth score first, I think Brentford will draw 1-1. And I think Bournemouth will score first at home.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I'm going to say Brentford 1, Bournemouth 1 on that one. As much as I would love to see Brentford win that game, and they need to win that game, really, I think it's going to be a 1-1. And I'm going to go with my gut instinct, because that's something that I haven't done enough with this year. West Ham, Wolves.
At home, West Ham, a little bit of a slow start. Wolves have played some hard teams, but I think West Ham are going to win.
Oh, what's the score going to be?
2-1. West Ham.
I'm going to say 2-2. I think it's going to be another one of those games where both teams, Moyes is beginning to panic a little bit there at West Ham. You know, he hasn't got the results that he wants. Like you say, Wolves have had a few injuries. The players are starting to come back, I think. And I think it's just been a cautious game. So I'm going to go 2-2 with that. And now I would say possibly the biggest game of the week. Man City are at home to Manchester United.
And they're going to batter them.
They're going to batter them.
3-1.
3-1. Who's going to score then? Who do you reckon? I mean,
Haaland's going to...
You've got that kind of guy up front that can't stop scoring at the moment,
Yeah. He's got like a little infection. It means he can't, like, not score.
He is a good player.
So he'll score 2 and maybe Foden or someone.
I've gone the same, to be honest with you. I mean, I know Manchester United at the beginning of the season started off terrible. I mean, they lost to Brentford.
Ten Hag has actually he's got manager of the month.
Well, it's only because it's Man United. But, you know, they have picked up, and I think they're about 5th in the table now, 5th or 6th in the league. They've picked right up there. And I just think that City, they're a hard team to beat. I can't, you know, I know it's different. It's a local derby.
I reckon they're going to run away with it this year.
I've gone the same as you. I think it's going to be 3-1 to City there. Leeds United versus Aston Villa.
Okay.
What's the score?
1-1.
1-1.
I think Steven Gerrard has got to get a point or 3 points from this game. And I think he can do it. I think maybe later on Coutinho gets a goal, or maybe Watkins or Danny Ings or someone finds the back of the net. I think Leeds will do what they always do, score first, their heads will go off, and then they'll lose.
Yeah. Do you know what? I mean,
draw.
Gerrard in the Premier League, he's not been what I thought he was going to be. It's been a hard old task for him. I mean, he went to Rangers.
He is managing Aston Villa.
I mean, he smashed it at Rangers, but, you know, it's just like every time... You know, every game for Gerrard seems to be a massive, massive game, doesn't it? And it's almost like everybody's expecting him to be the next Liverpool manager, and everybody's expecting him to win every single game. So I'm going to go the same as you. I think it's got a draw all over it. Again, 2 teams that are going to be super cautious. I think Leeds will score first, and I think Villa will possibly get about a 75th minute. So
Speaking of a manager that has to get some points, Leicester face Nottingham Forest at home, and I think this is going to be a big one for Brendan Rodgers, whether he keeps the job or loses it. I think this is going to be make or break for him.
So what do you predict?
1-0.
1-0. Is that going to be good enough for him to keep his job in week 9?
No.
You reckon that?
I think Brendan Rodgers is going to be out. I think Leicester fans don't have enough patience. And he hasn't really done much at them, has he?
No. Who do you predict to be the new Leicester manager? That's the thing.
Sean Dyche.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think that they will.
Because I think they generally are serious contenders for relegation this year. As it's standing, Sean Dyche has had history of Burnley. Doesn't get relegated much. And last year, Burnley only got relegated because they sacked Dyche.
I mean, there was rumours linking Thomas Frank, Brentford manager, to Leicester. I think
he won't leave them.
I just think that, you know, for them to buy Thomas Frank, it's going to cost money. Yeah. And Leicester are clearly saying to the world, you know, the chairman, the owner of the club there, he doesn't want to spend the money that his dad did. And I just think, you know, if they're going to take Thomas Frank, they're going to have to pay some payout clauses to get him for Brentford.
Yes.
And I think that they've proved they don't want to spend the money. So I don't see Thomas Frank going there. It will be a manager that isn't in a job at the moment. And there's quite a few of them out there, isn't there?
Well, we've finished the week 9, but...
Hold on. I haven't given my score prediction.
Have you not?
No, 2-1. I'm going Nottingham Forest 2-1. They've spent some big dollars this year, Nottingham Forest, and I think that I think it'll be a good game. I think that they'll score two early goals, and I think Leicester will score a late one. I just feel that this season they should not have got rid of Schmeichel. I think, you know, no. I think that was a big mistake getting rid of Schmeichel, and their defence looks dodgy. It doesn't look like anybody that's going to score a goal. I'm going to say 2-1.
But Danny Ward's all right. I remember that game where he played against Ukraine. It was Wales-Ukraine, the World Cup qualifiers. He had a blinder to get Wales into this World Cup, and he had a blinder. But speaking of Wales and international football, let's go on to England now, shall we?
Go on, then. Let's quickly round this one up with England.
Are you Southgate in or Southgate out?
I've got no interest in England whatsoever. I've always
it's favouritism, isn't it?
I've always said that I think that Southgate is overrated. Personally, I don't think he's a great manager. He's one of these managers that likes to play a lot of youngsters, a lot of changed players. In the past, we've always had England managers that have played who the press want to play. The Beckhams, the Gerrards, the Owens, and all that sort of stuff. Now we've got a manager at England that's prepared. He was the under-21s manager. He's seen the players come up. He wants to stick with those players. He wants to try different players. I just don't think. I think England in the past, in the cup that they've had, and the success that they've had under Southgate, I think it's just been down to lucky runs. Like the last cup that they were in, it was all played England, wasn't it?
Yeah, and if you think of it, really, Gareth Southgate is now picking his favourites. So we know Harry Maguire, he's going to get called up every single time. And Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Calvin Phillips, every single time there's an international break, they're getting called up. When we're playing in the little Mickey Mouse teams against Andorra, we're going to beat them 11-0 or something. You don't have to play an attack of Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, and Phil Foden every game.
Kane, to me, I just don't rate Kane. You know what I think about Kane. Harry Maguire, I don't know how he can play for England when he's not even playing for his club. That baffles me. How can you play for your national team?
If players like Harry Maguire, Jack Grealish, if they were playing for Leicester or Southampton, would they be in the 11?
No,
they wouldn't.
No, I mean what's his name? Grealish. He spends half the time on the floor. He's never on his feet.
But it works. England can't score from open play, can they? They score from free kicks.
Right.
And if we can't score from open play, at least we got someone to get free kicks.
Do you think that Ivan Toney should have played for England in the last few games?
All this malarkey about Gareth Southgate saying, they're not ready to play for them yet.
Why take them?
Well, if they're not ready to play for them, how do you know that? When you're playing against Germany and you're already relegated, play Ivan Toney because then he can prove himself.
Yeah.
If he can't prove himself, then how is he going to be ready to play for them?
Well, that was the last. That England's been relegated now. Scotland was promoted, wasn't it? So does that means that Scotland's going to be in a higher league than what England are? Is that right? I don't understand this national league.
So it's in the Nations League.
Sorry.
It's literally, I'm pretty sure it's like a knockout tournament. It's pretty much the World Cup and the Euros, but just something
totally different.
It's a bit like the Carabao Cup, isn't it?
It's a load of crap.
A bit like the EFL Cup.
It's just a waste of time.
You don't need it.
We're going to the World Cup Qatar at Christmas. How do you think England are going to do in that?
You got to keep Southgate in, no matter what he does. If he gets to a semi-final, he's losing his job after it unless he wins the World Cup, which I cannot see a World Cup winning squad with Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, who played all right actually. Jude Bellingham, I think, is completely overrated. Everyone's saying, he's the golden, but I think he's crap. He shoots from outside the area and it goes into row like Z. It's outside the stadium.
I reckon quarterfinals. I think we're going to get knocked out in the semi-finals if we're very lucky, but we would have to come across an easy run.
I think quarters we're getting knocked out against France.
Yeah.
Unless they get grouped.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is even if Southgate goes, who do you get to replace him at this
Scrap my Sean Dyche at Leicester. Sean Dyche will be the next England manager.
You reckon?
It's called here. Not predicted anywhere else, is it?
There we are.
Yeah.
Should we call it a night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's call it a night.
I've got a log fire burning upstairs, so I'm going to go up and sit around that. That's it, guys. Week 9, our predictions there. We're going to bash this one out. We'll have this ready for you for Saturday, so you can see our predictions live. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
And ring the bell.
And do all the other things.
Yeah, and we will see you next week with the roundup of these predictions and the predictions for week 10.
Bye.
Cheers and gone.